later.
Yeah, but what's been it so far in the beginning is a lot of the initiator's abilities towards this A-side choke point. It is now time for the upper finals, between Shopify Rebellions and Cloud9 White, as Jazzikins is looking to move forward towards his A choke, spot it, and force the fall back with a dash. Great start here for SR.
Yeah, that's some good damage traded for both Jets, but look at this. The Sky already getting the heal off. I expect Jazzikins to try to catch up with her Sky and potentially get healed, but oh no, maybe Sky didn't get heal.
That's true. If you're looking at it right now, it's not even up. Jazzikin's still at 10 HP, so we're seeing that Diana is putting a lot more into her kit in this pistol round. We also had the Al drone coming out from KP, wasting out the utility from the Astra on the long C side, and look at that. We're actually re-hitting towards the A site. You still have this paranoia that's available. We're going to see a fast hit coming in.
Yeah, nice little double pump here. There are, as you say, two defenders. Annie Joe, she's got to be good for this kill. Oh, and a little bit of a fluff. Nice Omen blind to get into the site as well. The spike should be going down. Cloud9, as I mentioned, Jazzikins, she's still barely limping right now.
Yeah, and they were trying to battle fast here for Cloud9 White just to try to prevent any pushes coming in into the spawn side. So now you're forced to play a retake for C9 White. A 5-on-4 situation, a flash coming out from the attacker side Sky into the spawn side just to get some information, but it's still going to be a triple push down from the spawn side. The crossfire is being set up. We're training out 1-for-1, but it's still going to be the women advantage back for actually in an even situation. Jazzikins still dink from the beginning, still alive now. Going for the full defuse is Mel. You're counting on Jazzikins to actually get it down to a 2v1. Out of bullets. We don't have the full defuse yet. It wasn't even halfway, but Jazzikin with a 10 HP will be able to cover our teammate, and they will get the defuse for Cloud9 White.
What a retake coming through for Cloud9. I thought for sure Shopify, we're going to be able to close that one out, but man, oh man, the quickness coming through for Jazzy. 3 kills.
Amazing.
Again, just barely limping in that scenario, but the retakes, they just make them look good here, Vince.
Yeah, I'm loving this battle so far, Christine, because we're seeing a lot of the stalemate action in the beginning. Understanding right now the utilities that's being displaced and used in the beginning. The fact that you have Jazzikin and Lorri, the ones that went head-to-head towards the A side, and then both get away with 10 HP, and nobody gained any map control, you know that this is going to be an exciting start.
They forced. Instantly. Shopify. Yeah. They're going to go straight towards B here, see what's up. I think the spike is probably on the back of Jet. No, it's gonna be on Sky.
It's interesting, yeah.
They've got to get this trip.
I agree with you that it's not on the back here of Lorri to try to get in, get the plant, and dash away. So you're seeing a little bit of a change of pace. Is it going to be another fake going in? Lorri is going to get really close to see if she can break this trap wire. Eventually she sees it. But you know what? It looks like Shopify Rebellion are guessing otherwise.
Yeah, really good defense here. Alexis is going to be hearing a lot of noise. A lot of info, and perhaps if she even goes sniffing out those garage doors, she's going to get a nice flank off, but that's a huge pickup there.
Yeah, they know now that Shopify Rebellion is actually on this buy, so we're still playing very cautiously for C9 White with the kill from Jazzikin, the wall bang from the B side onto Panini. So that's no smokes for the last 3 players moving inside the A side, but it is still open no matter what. So pushing in now, it's going to be a default plant, placing it more here towards the sewers, but the crossfire is still huge from Flowerful and from KP.
Yeah, definitely so. Flowerful is going to have a lot of action here coming her way. She's got to be good for this multi-kill. KP just trying to bait out some of that contact to relieve some of that pressure that's about to be coming through. Annie Joe does get a nice angle though, and the drop down. Oh!
That was clean. It looked so good when you saw that drop coming in from the sky to just try to see if you could take down KP inside hell, and you got headshotted right away. It was looking dangerous, but then you still had the great support from the other 2 players moving inside from the spawn side. The thing is, I was like, oh wait, you still have Alexis with 2 flashes. They could probably do a lot of damage on the retake, but Alexis have been doing a lot of these flanks as that Sky for Cloud9 White's playstyle.
Yeah, and you know, she had an opportunity maybe to get this flank going a little bit earlier because, as I said, she was in such a forward position in that garage, but
yeah.
But these Shopify Rebellion ladies have been doing so many seesaws going back and forth from this aiming control back towards that mid. So definitely for her, she was just waiting for a potential, perhaps rat lurking around in the mid or something of that nature. But a quick TP coming through for Panini, and another broken buy here for Shopify.
A little bit of an Avova style there from Heretics to have Panini go for the shrouded step inside this A cubby. But at the same time, the force bite that they had on the previous round does not pay off, and Jazikin just looking to be aggressive with her knives does capitalize on the first kill. We got a 5-on-4 earlier on.
Yeah, things have just kind of slowed down here, and you can see the Spike is all alone towards that garage door, but Flowerful's here. She's definitely going to get some action, and that's a beautiful shot to open up B.
Unfortunately, the Spike is dropped, though. So they traded back from the garage into grass. KP falls, so that's less utility to gain information on the entry for SR. So they have to work a little bit more as a group here. But they're spread out across the map. One here with the Spike at grass. One still lurking towards the A side. You're going to have to come in huge, but Jazikin's about to close in from mid. Bottom mid right now with the Sheriff out. The cannon of the gun of Katsumi sticks out, but it's still going to be her taking the upper hand against Flowerful, leaving now only Panini. Back towards the window, connects with the shot. A second one of the Katsumi as we have a 2 versus 1.
Beautiful shots coming through for Panini, and this is more than enough for these ladies on such a scrappy buy. That's great. They'll definitely take that. 2 Spectres left on Cloud9, and I mean, the ultimates are just going to be starting to come and creep online here perfectly in this timing as well here. Yeah,
and that they had 2 spike plants in the first 2 rounds as well, so that's going to help into the economy for the whole team of Shopify Rebellion in what is going to be back into a gun round for this team. The thing is right now, Christine, they haven't really tested out the C site yet. So I wonder if they will try at some point to get the idea of, okay, who else is playing towards the C side? Is it usually just Katsumi staying there? Or are they going to try to stack it? The mind games are going to be becoming huge.
Yeah, definitely so. That's some decent damage. Just push off Jazikins off a common spot there. Don't give her any free kills. I like that. And things have slowed down, actually. You see Shopify Rebellion, they do have the entirety of this A main control, which will definitely help them out in this default, but as you say, Vans, that C split, it might be the round here because KP, she's poking and sniffing just a little bit towards that long C and making sure that they just maintain their side of the map here.
Yeah, so far for Cloud9 White on the defense, I like that it's always been, hey, let's try to activate Jazikins. The first time here with the push with the Ghost on A side, you had the knives on the 3rd round, and then the operator towards grass, but she gets denied right away. Now you actually have her pinged out with the Owl drone up towards long C. You know the operator's there, so the rest of Shopify Rebellion are actually deciding to go for a quicker hit towards the A site. The thing is, though, it's going to be Mel setting up right there, passively towards the heaven side with the trap wires, with the camera, and they're going to play the retake play. Oh, except for that.
Spike down A.
Such a quick, good kill there, and I'm sure Mel still has her cam. She's just going to wait to activate that on the retake here. Comboed perhaps with the dart as well. Here comes the Astral Wall. Good information going through for this retake.
She definitely spotted 2 out of 3 remaining members. Sorry, as Panini is towards Graffiti, so they know exactly where the 3rd player of SR is at. It's Alexis trying to go for this retake, and just instantly, everybody gets dropped towards the A site. And the amount of times that it seemed to have good crossfires now for Shopify Rebellion, when it's time for Cloud9 White to get into the sites, they just know where to look and how to trade.
I love the go coming out from Jazikins. Just no hesitation, getting into the mix, and just quickly wiping out the post plant here with the Spectre, no less. Jazikins, beautiful stuff coming through, and Mel just looks so calm and cool in that hit. I mean, she just is watching the attackers coming through in 5K and has all the info, relays it over, and a beautiful hold for Cloud9 White.
You got new technology on the TVs and the cameras now, eh? 5K
yes,
for definition? I like it.
Of course,
I like it.
It's on that OLED. Come on, man.
Smoke towards the top C to start things off, trying to see if we can get some knives in the hands of Lorri, and she is actually going to have that ready. So we have this eco coming in, a Sheriff out for Flowerful and a Marshall at the same time. The knives being popped by Lorri, and they're just looking for that type of mid-control, which is quite common when you have actually a lower buy here for the attacker side. You just want to try to get a plant into this B site. But look at how Mel set up her things on B side. She's reading like a book.
Yeah, she definitely is, and you're right, Vance. I do wish the spike was picked up at this point so that they can actually take advantage of whatever map space they get. But as we've seen before, Shopify, they're loving the seesaw. They're loving the misdirection, and as it should be, right? They just need to creep and prod and try to get that map control. Oh, Jazikins. The dog does make her push her back a little bit.
Yep. That's a Trailblazer that saw her, and we saw the Aljo coming in from the A side, so we know where the defense being set up for. C9 White and Jazikin is on fire so far to pop Diana down, and Mel just runs in to get the wall bang onto Lorri. A 5-on-3 as the rest of Shopify Rebellion, they really can't get into the site. Already 4 women of Cloud9 White into the A site with the crossfire setup, and I don't think they're going to be able to cross this line to even get the spike down.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's gonna be tough. Flowerful is definitely gonna try her hand with it. Panini still has a flash, but at the moment, it may not be worth it. That's such an expensive piece of util, and here we go. 8 seconds. Nah, she's gonna be taken out. Man, what a beautiful bait and switch here coming through for Cloud9. I mean, Jazikins was under so much pressure, but she handled it with style. Just updrafting, taking a shot, dashing away, then Mel just swooping in there as well with the help. Beautiful stuff for Cloud9.
They're definitely well set up for these trades so far, and just the amount of just mechanical skills that you currently have from Jazikins, though, the confidence that she has to start things off on these rounds, doesn't matter if they're close or not, doesn't matter if they're rushing, just updrafting, going for the quick scope. That was beautiful and clean. If they can't, I was saying before, how do you basically shut down Mel on bind? I have to ask you, Christine, how could they shut down Jazikins with the operator, because they're doing the best they can with the utility from Diana, and KP as the initiators?
Definitely tough. Tough stuff indeed. We'll have to see an early timeout. Well, a timeout that comes right in the nick of time, I'd say. Yeah. For Shopify, they're definitely going to be discussing that. And yeah, I think we have to revisit the C. At the moment, a lot of pressure towards mid, poking and prodding. Then they've been going back towards A. And although they're getting the spike down more often than not, the post plan's just not working out. Cloud9 White, the retake has been spectacular. So maybe if they want to stick to A continuously, then having a late lurk through that mid to kind of pinch on that retake and get some sort of timing like that might help. Or as you said earlier, Vance, we need to see some sort of C pressure coming through.
Yeah. And start things off here off this timeout. Shopify Rebellion's using this turret towards the mid side to see if Jazikin's going to peek down aggressively there again. She did look at the garage side, forced the fall back, and an Aljo spotting Lorri crossing towards sewers. So you have an idea. Yeah, exactly. An idea that they're trying to split towards the A side for Shopify. Wait, they're ulting with the from the shot. Okay, I thought she was going ahead with the spike.
Go the site this time around. Shopify Rebellion are gonna find the picks coming in, so that should make this post a lot easier. But as I say that, look at Mel, she's already creeped out. Yeah, she's gonna walk out through that spawn, and that's huge from Jazzy.
Yeah, I guess there wasn't any smokes left to run back towards the heaven, and Mel is close as Diana was trying to get out her Seekers, but unfortunately flowerful is also going to fall. That is going to be it there. I thought it was going to work out pretty well because of that kill that flowerful got here, Christine. That allowed her to get the lockdown, to try to get the lockdown inside the site and get into that site. But that was foiled right away as soon as Jazikin peeked out that window and dropped the spike carrier.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, Cloud9, what a great response. Just the pre-take coming through right off the rip. 5v3, this should absolutely have been Shopify Rebellion's round, but the fact that Mel is not going to wait, she just finds the perfect timing to walk out. She knows that there's a bit of a lull here. Shopify Rebellion think they've got the site for free 99, but that's not the case. Cloud9 are contesting it.
So A site seems to really be on lockdown here for Shopify Rebellion to not be able to cross this. Like, I mean, they're able to get the spike plan, but even the pulse plan is just so nice from Cloud9 White and quick. Shopify Rebellion looking for a slower default, though, with these shares trying to see if they could battle out long range. Annie Joe is going to spot this Trailblazer to try to clear out towards sewers. The smoke coming out towards garage. So I like this so far. You're keeping Cloud9 guessing just for a bit. They're not moving so far, but Annie Joe confirms now there's a lot more pressure towards this A choke.
Yeah, quickly falling off that, and here we go. It's probably gonna end with the C split. You see Flowerful, she's probably gonna go through a late garage or perhaps through B, but this trip towards C, we haven't seen Shopify Rebellion have to deal with this sort of util at C yet.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The jump peek was enough. She gets the kill here as Laura is crossing over that trap wire, and Jazikin comes in to help out, and the C site's on lockdown. Flowerful with only 1 HP to her name inside the C cubby, getting pushed down by Katsumi, and that's going to be it. Even though those smokes are coming out from the defender side, because that was actually a Nebula from Katsumi to protect Mel. She didn't have a cyber cage there, so she could actually use the Nebula to spray through the smoke when the trap wire is hit. I actually like that little teamwork going on for Cloud9 White on that seaside defense.
Absolutely. Cloud9 White are just a step ahead right now. The mobility coming through for Mel. You know, I mentioned that trip because I knew for sure someone was going to just bang their head against it, right? Because this whole time, this entire half so far, Shopify Rebellion have had to deal with those trips towards A, and just that slight change of pace, a freebie for Mel once again. How many free kills are we going to see from Mel with the trips in this game?
That's how crazy it is, because she's getting these kills all over the place. If it's not from A heaven, it's C side. Now it's trap wires towards mid, and look at her spray right after with these smokes. Unfortunately for her, she does not connect into anything, but as it opens things up, she just runs in. Headshot up to Lorri. Another close range, almost takes down Diana, but it gets quickly traded out from the Hunter's Fury of Annie Dro. More pressure towards the garage. We're trying to even things up. We do have the Seekers coming out from Alexis, and she knows now that there's one enemy just around the corner, very close. But look at the positioning from Jazzykins, already outside towards the attacker spawn. Now the turret has been disabled towards that grass. It will allow Alexis to move out as well and get the pinch. And the last two players of Shopify Rebellions drop pinned, and now at Bunny, it's all up to KP. She runs in and she gets dropped by Annie Dro. And those gears that are coming in from Cloud9 White, defaults, holds, pushes, it's all working for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Just adding insult to injury. The fact that as soon as Shopify Rebellion believe that they've got somewhat of a control, 3v3, not so bad. You know, the trades win in their favor, and boom, right then, Jazzykins is already on the flank, completely shuts down that fallback, and then you got Alexis sniffing through the garage. So right now, Cloud9, they are looking fantastic.
Yeah. Even now, if you're trying to farm some ultimates and try to gain some map control, it's also not working out, but we're changing the pace a little bit more for Shopify Rebellions. A nice little flash to a dash from Lorri to try to get a kill with the Frenzy. We continue to move forward. Nice updraft. She connects with the kill onto Annie Dro, and that little recon dart spots 4 players right there, maybe even all 5 of them towards the sewers. That's why everybody's rotating over, but at least now for Shopify Rebellions, they still have that 1-player advantage.
Oh, I like this. As long as Shopify Rebellion remains top tier. Oh, but I say that. And another double peek.
Ooh. Playing with fire. Or we're just waiting to see if maybe the Owl Drone could come out and push her back here, her being Jazzykins, but they opt otherwise. They put a Nebula here up towards sewers. They fall back towards the B site, sorry. But there's still a trap wire there. You still have Katsumi inside the back of the site. She still has 2 stars on her, including a gravity well that could maybe slow things down as we're trying to get the hit into B garage up to C instead for Shopify Rebellion.
Yeah, the spike should go down here, and
30 seconds
should
left.
be a pretty straightforward post plant. I like Lori's position. She's going to have to communicate for some help here from one of her teammates. Hopefully Diana's got a bird. And if Shopify are able to get some sort of early pick here, that should help this post. But no, Jazzykins, she's so ready for it.
Yeah, they opted for the Trailblazer just as the Guided Light came up in online for Diana, and that didn't help out to try to get the surprise attack into the spawn side. So 1-player disadvantage for Shopify Rebellions on this 3v4, on the C side plant, but at least you get 2 kills so far. It's a nice 2v1. You could get KP to maybe clutch this one, but no. Mel capitalizes with a quad kill for this round, and to tally up a 9th round in a row for Cloud9 White.
Whew, Cloud9, they can do no wrong at this point, Van Silly. It just seems like no matter how much ground Shopify Rebellion are able to take, whatever picks they're able to find early on, the bounce back coming through. I mean, at every point, every T is crossed, every I is dotted. Mel, again, on the flank. It was Jazzykins before, and it's Mel this time. Just no matter what site Shopify are hitting right now, Cloud9 are completely okay with it.
Yeah, and you see how those are being nullified from both ends too, with the Skies trying to play the retake, the Skies trying to prevent any type of pushes coming in. There's just so many good smokes being thrown from both ends, from Cloudburst to Omen smokes, and it just doesn't blind anybody into the site. So it basically comes back to a DM battle, and when it's a DM battle so far, it seems to be a race between Jazzykins and Mel for that race to the top.
Definitely so. And man, Annie Dro, just every round, I'm looking over to Shopify Rebellion, and there's just splash damage. No matter what, Annie Dro's shock darts are just finding value early in the round, whether it's breaking a trip, breaking an alarm bot, or doing damage. And that's fantastic to see for Cloud9.
So one thing that's good here is that KP, she's actually looking for potentially an Owl Drone Hunter's Fury kill. If she could do that right now, this is going to cause an explosion right now for Shopify Rebellion to try to get a C plant. That said, though, you saw those smokes coming out from that minimap on that C site. It doesn't connect. It doesn't find any information. So they're forced to play another default. A slow play, as the initiators on both ends are trying to find that information.
Diana just trying to find some sort of timing to dodge that dog, but she does get spotted. The dart flash bow, I like it. Lorri, she's in the site, tucking in her smoke, but that's so much damage. Mel, she's going to be able to hold the site, and I got excited, but again, Cloud9, that's another solid hold once more.
Yeah, you kind of had your hands forced, unfortunately, there for Shopify Rebellion as you lose Panini on the A side spawn, which means there's no smoke to go towards Garage, there's no smoke to go towards the spawn side, and it makes it a little bit more difficult for them to do this full execution into the C site without having the coverage. You have to look at so many other angles. So unfortunately, one more to go, and yeah, flowerful's able to get a couple of kills, but that's just to try to save her weapon into the round. But unfortunately, she doesn't. We have 10 unanswered rounds for Cloud9. And we need something. What is that thing? I unfortunately don't know at this point because the positioning from Cloud9 is just so good on these hits against Shopify Rebellion.
It is. They just have so much information. I think Shopify Rebellion need to revisit this mid control. We've seen the B hit, we've seen the seesaw back towards A, but Alexis she's got so much information while she's just sat in Garage the whole time. I think Shopify Rebellion need to do something to push her off that angle. And Jazzykins, this has been her home the whole half. In sewers with this operator.
But this is the moment, Christine. This is the moment. There's just so many ults right now online for Shopify Rebellion, and Denies just got picked up. So they have 5 ultimates for an opportunity to potentially get the first round on the board. The thing is, though, you only have her hero rifle from Panini with this Vandal. Small shield, trying to look for some information. She's that smoker that they need. They're trying to clear out towards this Garage first with Lorri trying to go for right behind the Owl Drone just to see if they can pick somebody off. And the camera, well, just smile. You're going to spot one person moving forward, and the sense right now for Cloud9 that potentially the attack could be towards the C side. But for Shopify Rebellions, they're thinking otherwise to try to work back towards A.
This is the best round so far for Shopify, though. They've got Garage control. Now they're going to come back and revisit A. They just got to make sure they get a solid trade here from Alexis. And that's a trade you take every day. Yes, Diana. 4v4 now. And she's got the ult, as you mentioned earlier.
Nice. The lurk kill right now from the Garage side. That drops 2. Gets the third one onto Katsumi, and that opens up the C site. Now you fully pull back here and get into the C site. It would have been a different story if Alexis just waited an extra second with that trigger discipline to see how many players were crossing towards the C side. But that trade and the first kills sold that fake there to allow Lorri of Shopify Rebellions to potentially get the first round here on the board. A 4 versus 1. Jazzykins on this minimap. You could see that she's not looking to move anywhere whatsoever. But I think at this point, well, you've won 10 rounds in a row, Christine. You could definitely look for some exits even if you lose this up.
Oh, for sure. I don't think there's a world that Jazzykins actually goes through with the save here. Maybe, but she's definitely going to want to get some kills and do some stat padding. But you're absolutely right. I mean, you could see that this was going to be the best round coming out for Shopify. The amount of map control that they had, the fact that they went back towards A main, and again, as long as you did your homework, your spacing should be somewhat decent enough to be able to get a trade off of a player pushed that forward that's all alone. So Shopify Rebellion did a great job responding to Alexis's forward position, and
last round
Lorri, the hero of the hour, coming through with a beautiful, beautiful play.
And I like it that Shopify Rebellion actually didn't go for the hunt to try to take down Jazzykins, again, because the money is going to be so good here for Cloud9 White. Yes, you want an eco or a thrifty for Shopify Rebellion, but you also invested the max that you could, and were only able to afford smaller shields in going into this round. So this allows you to get the full weapon upgrades right now, all the armor at the same time, just to bring the chances into your favor. And Christine, on that last round, I said they had 5 ults. They only needed 1 to win the round. They have 4 more to work with in the last round here.
That's a luxury, Van. That's absolutely a luxury. Oh, the Hunter's barely missing. A lot of shots going back and forth, but Shopify, they're going to come out on top of it. Diana, she's in the site now. Only 2 players remain on Cloud9. early Seekers coming out, that should give a lot of information that they will not have to worry about the flank.
Agreed. Nobody flanking, both towards the spawn, and with that, it's time to pull out the lockdown. So you're running the clock even more, so I'm loving this for Shopify Rebellion, really punishing the aggression of Cloud9 White, fighting back against them off the utility of Diana, and you now have just Mel with Katsumi looking to double work again from the spawn side, but the Aldron's going to look out to get the information. The turret's on the top. What a flick there from Mel onto Diana, but she's low on HP. A 4 versus 2. We have the Cosmic Divide to come out. No, the small little shock dart and positioning there from Shopify Rebellion is going to be good enough, and that is going to be there. Shopify Rebellion getting 2 rounds, actually. 2 much-needed rounds, Christine.
Oh, boy. Yeah, much needed indeed. Hey, better late than never, though. Better late than never. You start chipping away, you win the pistol, and all of a sudden, maybe, right? So we'll see in the second half for sure.
That's the momentum potentially that could be needed here for Shopify Rebellion. So let's find out after the break if they can make their comeback and make this game a little closer here on Haven. Cloud9 White starting things off with a bang, setting a precedence, and also wanted to let Shopify Rebellion know that they don't want to drop a map at all in this whole series, and the third time is not a charm. But at least in the end, with the last 2 rounds of the half, Shopify Rebellion are trying to narrowly close this gap. And we now have Shopify Rebellion on the defender side. Christine, what's going to happen at this point now as we look to see maybe a little bit of A-side control to start things off from SR?
Well, you're seeing 5 ghosts on the board coming through for Cloud9 White.
True.
I think they want to fight. They definitely want to find some duels here. But you can see Shopify Rebellion, they're not going to be willing to just give this up. Both birds already used. Diana only down to the dog now. And Lorri, she's got a lot of pressure coming her way.
And I still like Diana using the regrowth at the beginning of the round, is able to top off Lorri so they could continue with this aggression towards this A side. A smoke to come out towards the A long, forcing right now Cloud9 White to reassess their positioning. Slowly holding back towards this B side. They have a trap bar still towards C, so don't have to worry about that push too much. But off the rotates, you're starting to see a slightly weaker side here on the C side hold.
Yeah, I think... Oh, that's going to be huge for Shopify. Taking down Annie Dro there. Mel, it looks like this B hit is coming through.
This is good, actually. Although it's a trade, I still have to give this over to Shopify Rebellion because there's no initiators left as Alexis also falls. So Jazikin's playing it close, a flash from Diana, and also a nice little shot to the face of Jazikin, tapping to say hello. With the 3v1, it's going to be easy pickings for the rest of Shopify, and they win a much-needed pistol. If they're also not going to get to... And all the ghosts that were actually afforded right now are spent here for Cloud9 White. You think this force is going to come, Christine?
I don't think Cloud9 White need to even consider the idea. They just have so much room, wiggle room to work with. I say, you know, just play it a little more safe coming in through this instance. I wouldn't mind a force. I think it is meta, especially just because you don't want to give Shopify Rebellion any sort of wiggle room, but... Yeah, I do want to revisit that pistol. I love the fact that Shopify Rebellion came back through and re-aggressed and retook that long A, right? You saw Cloud9 take the duels, push them off, but the fact that they came back and revisited that part of the map gave them all the information that they were looking for.
Oh, yeah. The good old try to find that information when your Silva's all the way across the map. You kind of have that opportunity with Lorri on your roster. But look at that. We actually have a different change of pace for Cloud9 White. They actually did decide to go for the force buy. They get the plant, as we were talking before in that first half. Put it on the back of your jet. Get that plant, dash away, play the retake. But look at the double flank coming in. But the crossfire is beautiful for Cloud9. It's a 1-for-1. 1 minute across the window, though. Can Lorri get the flank? She does. A first on a second. A third kill onto Mel. And it's going to be Alexis on her own. At the bottom, behind the boxes, flowerful with the mid-range headshot of that Spectre, and you gotta give that round to Lorri.
Oh my goodness, Lorri, what a play! The fact that she took a look at Cypher and said, you know what, you're a rat. You stay at spawn, I'm gonna go kill your teammates. She quickly beelines it towards that window and takes a different duel, one that she's more comfortable with. What a play. What a play. And such quick thinking as well, Vance.
That is so nice right there, too. And the reaction time to get just the little top of the heads of her opponents at the bottom of the mid side was actually beautiful there from Lorri. A great timing to avoid Mel on the repeat that Mel had from the spawn side to look back towards the window. And that really helps out Shopify Rebellion. The force buy doesn't work out. You're looking for some progression towards the C side to potentially give some, like another or point for Cloud9 White, but it gets quickly denied here at the beginning.
Yeah, you know Alexis wants this orb. She wants it badly. Oh, Diana's gonna go pushing down a little bit more though, too.
Yeah, nothing's working so far, unfortunately. That's also Mel falling down, looking for the information on the A side to see if maybe she could get the pick. I'm okay with that, right? She had that confidence in that first half. She's been doing very well on the fast reaction time on the face-to-face battles, close range, long range. Hoping she could get a sheriff kill up towards the heavens, but Cloud9 White, they're still trying to go for this.
Yeah, I think getting away with the spike plan at least would be everything, and yeah, she's gonna get it. Shopify Rebellion are completely A-okay with it at this point. That is both birds, though, for Alexis that she used, and a drone. Doing their due diligence, but they're gonna need some incredible shots here, Vance.
Oh, here comes the first guided light into smoke, and through the smoke, Joe gets the kill out to Panini. I think that was a tag from the recon too. Looking towards the top, shock darts on the ground, and they are just dropping for Cloud9. That was a clean retake for Shopify Rebellion.
Okay, but Annie just did so much damage through that smoke without seeing anybody. I mean, even at the end there, she headshotted Diana down to 2 HP. That's just ridiculous. It's good to see that Annie, even though she was absent for the last 2 days, she's still looking and feeling good, it seems.
All you got to do is listen for those footsteps and try to get that damage. I think that was even a dink through the box, double box. The one close on sewers and the one on default on that player on A side, but it didn't secure a kill. At least it makes it now for Shopify Rebellion that they have to buy a little bit more armor into the round, so spending a little bit of their credits. So you can already see Lorri pulling out the operator into this round. And she's going to try to do pretty much what Jazikins is doing. Get that control towards A side early, while the rest right now of Cloud9 White on the attack, though, are still farming for those orbs.
Oh, Seekers, they're online now. Alexis, she got what she came for. And at this point, it just seems like Cloud9 White are probably going to try to retake, at least push Lorri off this angle. They're going to have to. Nice little jump spot towards B, and as I say that, okay, they're just going to be okay with some sort of a C split or a B hit.
Yeah, with the Sal drone coming out, they see now the turret on the top of the B site for Shopify Rebellions. Or Shopify Rebellion, excuse me. As we do have some flashes. Maybe the Seeker's going to come out right after. It does get some information that flowerful is playing somewhere inside the side of Garage. C side is fully open for Shopify as they're looking to potentially play that retake and put more bodies towards their crossfire in the B site and Garage.
Good hold here for Flowerful. She's really buying a lot of time. That's a good jump spot for Mel. That should be a lot of information. Lorri, good trigger discipline. Oh, and she's about to get a firing gallery here.
Yeah. And I like the off angle, too. She could dash away from that position, so I kind of like it.
Oh,
and
boy.
She avoids the flash. The first one onto Mel. If a second one tries to contest it, she could get it as well. And there's the second one. She gets flashed. Still stays in the corner. Blade Storm is out. Seeker out on the attack at the same time as well, as Lorri is under heavy pressure. Panini, though, gets the first blood on the attack. It's getting traded back and forth. There's almost no time left. They have to hurry up, and close range there. Lorri goes with the left click in the dome of Jazikin. A little bit of jet on jet diff. And that is going to be the spike plan denied. And Shopify building up the momentum here on the defender side, Christine.
They are, and I love that for Lorri. I love that for so many reasons, but basically, she stood her ground. She knew exactly that she had a homie in Diana. You saw Diana coming through and dying for her jet, right? That's the kind of teammate you know and love, and the fact that she had that sort of backup gave her the confidence to stand her ground, even pulling out the knives and just, again, buying time. Buying time for the rotates, and really making Cloud9 White second guess hitting that site.
It helped a lot, too, when the defender side, when Diana, excuse me, pulled out her Seekers to get that information early. This time, we're using the Cosmic Divide just to try to get into the C site for a plant. You saw as well for KP, she pulled out the Owl Drone just to try to see if she could spot a couple of players, get some damage with the Shock Guard, but they're okay with giving out the site, playing the retake. But You're going to have a late lurk coming in soon from Mel. Oh, it might be hurt, though. She's getting pretty close.
I don't think so. Oh, this is good. This is better than good. This is great. Mel, she's taking her time. Wait, what is better than good? I'm just kidding. The dart is going to come through. Shopify Rebellion, they feel pretty comfortable with this retake, but it's all going to come down to this timing with Mel.
I'm loving it. Jazzikin's not even needed. Going to work. It's all the shares across the board from everybody inside the C side for Cloud9, and this flank is going to do even more damage. A 3 versus 1. Diana now full kit as this guy, but not even need a kit. Doesn't even have time to bring it out as Jazzikin gets the off angle from the garage ramp and gets that kill, and that hurts, actually. That shatters your dreams for a comeback.
That does shatter them, and you know, firstly, I wish I could go back in time and say that was good, or it's great, it's better than great, it's good. But anyway, that's another thrifty coming through, and especially when you're kind of rallying through and making a comeback, that's gotta sting. Yeah, that's gotta sting quite a lot here.
What I also like from Mel is that when she held towards that spawn side, she didn't keep walking. She trusted her teammates a lot, too. Her teammates inside the side saying, look, they haven't used any abilities yet. They're probably still holding towards a spawn. You don't have to push yet. And then she's actually going for the flank in the midst of the chaos. So she could be or the clutcher or the backstabber, but it was going to be that recipe for success if everybody else just died inside C.
Oh, Vance. We've got an Odin on the back of KP right now. Okay? And I've seen some sweaty plays with the dart comboed with the Odin, so we'll see exactly how that comes through, but the noise cue should have gone off. Cloud9 have a good idea that the spam is going to be coming through this round.
We had an op battle, towards the C side as well between Lorri and Jazzikins, but nobody comes out on top of that. And with the smokes coming down too, the utility being spent, we're resetting now towards the grass. The thing is, towards grass, you still have flowerful playing inside garage. If she needs to stay alive here, just so that she could delay a little bit more towards the C side. But she goes for the peek. That's a spike down, traded out. That opens up C, but at least it's gonna kill the time just for a bit.
Yeah, fantastic trade, and Alexis definitely just barely saw, but they will get the spike down here. 4v4. We've got the Sova ult on Annie as well. This post plant should be fairly textbook for Cloud9.
Yeah, they also have Hunter's Fury for Annie Pro. There you go, she pulls it out. We're going to at least absorb it to get it at halfway, so sacrificing one player, that's Diana to fall. But a 3 versus 2. Annie Pro somehow connects with another one, and even ends it up with a third kill. And that's going to be it. I mean, I was going to bring up that hype right there, but unfortunately that Hunter's Fury tagging 2, that just stops everything from Shopify Rebellion, where they started things off great with the halfway defuse.
Yeah, exactly. Good, solid post plant. Flowerful. It would have been, I mean, it would have been icing on the cake for her to be able to get a double kill. The timing just almost not on her side. Ooh. Beautiful shot to get the one, but a one
I actually didn't even notice that. They were actually so close for defusing it.
Oh, I didn't see that either.
It's only off the replay. It was like inches away from Lorri as she was sticking that plant. So, oh, they did. Oh boy. Okay, my apologies. My apologies. Thank you, production, to let me know.
Oh boy, we are okay.
There was a lot going on. There was a lot going on there, but we saw that the fuse come in the end with that replay. So my apologies for that, chat. Shopify Rebellion now making it 7-11. But it was still a lot of weapons that were lost going into this round for Shopify. So this slight comebacks coming in. But the economy is being broken down with Cloud9 White looking to slowly get some information and a hit towards A side.
Yeah, and oh man, the Hunter's Fury is not going to be available for that Killjoy ult. So they're going to have to make sure they've got some shock darts or something to slow down this retake.
Yep.
Okay, there we go.
Already came out from Annie Dro. KP also has this Hunter Fury that might use it with the Seekers. A little bit of a Bogdan's Law to drop out the weapons down. There comes the Hunter Fury that comes out. Does not connect into anything yet, but at least on the attacker side, the recon dart spotted 2 towards the spawn star in favor of Cloud9 White. Now we're pushing in. Diana at the forefront with the Guardian, but everybody's dropping one by one, and immediately that's the round where Cloud9 White's going to take it. So despite the fuse that came down for Shopify Rebellion eating the Hunter's Fury, it's still Cloud9 White that slaps back.
Ooh. Okay, that was a post plant that went the way that it should have gone in the last round. So for Cloud9 White, they're just kind of wiping the sweat off their brows there and thinking, okay, there we go. That round went about the way it should have. And yeah, look at the money now for Shopify the last round. They are broke. They've got no ultimates. They've got to get some pure headshots here.
Exactly. They lost so many players on that round that they got the defuse. They lose everybody on that previous round in round number 19. And now for round number 20, at least thankfully they have the defender side, right? So you could have the opponents walk into your crosshair and get some good crosshair placement and some immediate share of kills. But right now, from Cloud9 White understanding this, they're still holding a very slow pace towards this A side control, but with a late lurk from Jazzikins with a Phantom this time.
And Alexis is going to start coming to sniff around this long A. It's only KP to defend. Oh, early rotations though through spawn. And as I say that, Diana does go back towards C. The drone queue, this should make Shopify Rebellion have some sort of reaction here.
Looking at it so far, we actually had the pull out from the C side, so all the way from C to A, and at the same time the Trailblazer comes out from Alexis, so it's going to allow here this time for Katsumi to be the late lurk towards C, so there's just some good positioning from Cloud9 so far on the attack. They could really rotate wherever they want. With 24 seconds left on the clock, it seems that, oh no, Katsumi with this battle close range, Mel opening up towards the A side, and even the neural theft is going to get all that information needed, and I think this is it, Christine. This is it, exactly. They're everywhere, just all over the place, and Katsumi on that flank dropping one more just to leave flowerful, the only one with the strongest weapon outside of those shares that they had, to try to clutch a 4 versus 1. It seems to be impossible, but she focuses on the kill on Katsumi first. Too late to get the weapon. It's too far in front of the B site. But we are narrowing down the hopes. And breaking them right there as Alexis gets that kill. And we're going to have a 13